Hey there, when we left off, we had a problem. We had audio problems. Well, we went ahead and recorded this little video here to kind of walk you through the last of the presentation. Now that we kicked the gremlins out the door, we give them a bum rush out the door. Now we're ready to actually show you the last little piece you need to finish the application we were looking at. So a few minutes later, I opened up the exact application that we had built earlier. Looks like this, right? So we were working through the application. Nothing has changed from the previous recording. So what we want to show here is how do we finish up that gallery at the bottom and make this a little cleaner. So I'm going to go over here, and there's two things I want to do. First of all, I want to make sure that this has the complete name of the person that's doing this item. So I'll go over here and say, how about we put the employee, that's card, it is. So I'll do this item.employee. Now notice that I get the red squiggly as soon as I do that. That's telling me that, well, you pointed to a table that has a lookup on it. So because this column called employee is a lookup column, and it points to the contact table, it's asking, well, what column do you want to see in that table? As you can see here, we've got a number of columns we have access to. And in my case, I want to show the full name. So what we're seeing is as I look at this item.employee is the column from the time card table. That's a lookup column, and that points to the contact table. Now this column right here is from the contact table. So now I've basically navigated into the other table and can pull any column from that. Now I want to show the full name, and I want to show the number of hours that have been billed and the date those hours have done. The ampersand inside of Power Apps can basically make it where I can append in this stuff together. So I'll do full name. How about I put the date next? So I'll do a double quote, dash, double quote, to kind of say, hey, Brian Knight, dash. Then I'll do an ampersand and say this item, dot, and we'll do bill date. This item always refers to the date where the actual build time happened. So this item is the row that we're looking at, and then the build date is a column within that row. Then I'll do an ampersand one more time, and I'll do double quote. I'll put in parentheses maybe the number of hours that were billed. So I'll do an ampersand like that, and I'll say an ampersand again for concatenating this item dot number of hours. I'm looking for a number of hours right here. All right, there it is, hours worked. And then again, ampersand, I concatenate it again, double quote, close the parenthesis, and then double quote. So it says 3. How about I put H there so it's a little clearer what I'm looking at here. And you can tweak this the best of your ability also, but make it look like what you want. Again, this line of code is in the description of the video also to kind of walk you through all those pieces, a little Word doc there. Also, this number 3 showing the number of hours worked. How about we show the description instead? There we go. Now we're seeing the description of what we did in that one. Now, in addition, now that we've done that, we also might want to change the image on this to be something more appropriate to the employee's image. So to do that, I'm going to go over to the database icon on the left side. I'll hit Add Data, and I want to search for Office 365 Users. I'll click on it once, go to the right, and click on it again to connect to Office 365. This is going to allow me to look at the Office 365 catalog, find out who is Brian's manager, who are his direct reports, what is his image. So if I go to Office 365 users, we'll see there actually is a photo right there. And you can select one of the two. They'll be the same in our case. Do an open parenthesis, and we need to specify what employee's photo you want to show. This item dot employee. Okay. Oh, I thought it was a column name. Oh, I misspelled this item. This item.employee. There we go. Close that parenthesis. And notice it's giving a red squiggle. Well, how do we fix this? Pause me right now to see if you can figure out how to fix this. Keep in mind, this employee is navigating to a lookup column to their table. So I'll say dot, and there we go. I want to pull the email address for that employee. And now we're seeing Brian Knight over and over again. We also saw an error message right here. What this error message is showing is that if it can't find a picture, it's giving us a little, basically a 404 error message. If you wanted to kind of trap that and prevent it from happening, you could put if error in front. And when you do this, you can say, try this. And if an error occurs, show the sample image instead. The sample image is the gray guy, the one that's just the outline of an inside of Office 365. So this is going to kind of show me the picture here. We can also round the corners if you want to get similar to this version of Brian right here. If you want to make it similar to that, you can select that image and you'll see the border radius. If you change it to something like 60 or something, you'll see it turns, all right, 60. All right. If I change it to something like 60, now it kind of rounds those corners for you. The key on this one is make sure it's a perfect square. So it's 72 by 72, perfect square. And as you can see, it works beautifully. So up to you on how you want to design this. The last two things I was going to show you is how do you edit a record and how you delete a record. To do this, first select the first record in your list here. So make sure it's not the whole gallery, but the first record. Then go to Insert and drop in a trash can. Now it's going to be under the classic one, not the modern interface. Click trash can, and we'll see 3 trash cans, one for every row. Size it however you want. Move it wherever you want. Now, if you had the gallery selected like this and you did insert and trash, notice when I do that it shows up in a weird spot. So it's not showing up at all, or it's showing up in the top left corner behind this. We can't see it right now. So this is where the gallery's at. This is where the icon's at. It's showing it kind of weird spot. So make sure you have the first row selected when you do that. With the trash can selected, we'll change this on select and select parent to be the remove function. The remove function will open up the table. The table I care about is the time card table. Then I'll say remove a record from this table. Which record do you want to remove? This item. This item always refers to the row I'm looking at. So when I hit this, hold down my Alt key to kind of play the app, and I hit the trash can, that record will then disappear in a few seconds. You can also hit the play button and interact with it that way as well. The last piece is I want to make it where I can edit this record. So let's select that little arrow, turn it into a better icon that makes sense for us. I'll use this little edit button. Make it as large or small as you wish to where people can see it. All right, there we go. And then once you have that pencil selected, we'll change our on select to edit form, form 1. Edit form is going to change this form above me into edit mode. So watch this. So let me go and fix that again. There we go. I'll hit the play button. And when I hit the play button, I'll hit the edit button here. And it turns this form into edit mode right now. So now it's ready for the next new record. Well, how do I actually see the record up top? I need to pass the record that you see at the bottom here from top to bottom. So to do that, we'll select the form above, and to tell it what row we want to edit, I'll change the item property. The item property is only fired off if this record is, if it's in edit mode. The form is in edit mode. So all I have to do here is say gallery 2, which is the gallery below here, dot selected. What this is doing is saying take the row that was selected down below and pass it in up top. See that? So when I play the application now, I'm seeing boring meeting. I'll say 3 here. Hit save. All the other code is the same. Now it says boring meeting 3. I can hit the pencil again. There we go. Ouch. Hit the save button again. And there we go. Ouch is now showing down here. So this is the way you can easily manipulate this. There's lots more you can do in here to take it even farther up the next level. But this gets you started. We basically see what mode this form is in. Right now it's in edit mode. Right now it can be in new mode. And then based on that, either do an insert or an update. So again, we wanted to show you the ability on how we can kind of take this a little bit to the next level. Make sure you publish it, as soon as you publish it, is now available for you on your phone, your tablet, or also on your other browser devices also. All right, thank you so much for your patience and understanding on the platform. Had some issues with the audio then. Unfortunately, our microphone right here was fine. It was just completely the platform right then and died on us. So thank you for your patience with that. And we wanted to make sure we record the last 10 minutes to show you what it could look like. There is one more piece I kind of alluded to in the video also, and that is Power Pages. So again, to do this, I can go back to my solution where I had my solution, and I can go over to make.powerpages.com, Microsoft.com. And once I'm there, simply edit my site or create a new site if I wish. So this demo is a little goofy here also. Let me go ahead and hide that real quick. And if we wanted to actually use that, I'm going to go over to the same environment I was just in, where all that stuff is already there. And I want to show you 3 steps to actually using that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and edit that. All right, it's still setting it up right now. But I would go through and I would start with the template here, create a site, and then add that gallery there also. So it's super easy to add that. I have a whole video series on how to do that, but make.powerpages.microsoft.com is where you start. You say start with template, give it whatever name you wish, and then once you choose this one, it will then build the website out with whatever name you wish right here. And then you're minutes from having a new website with the same data there. So why would you do that? Well, if you have outside contractors that you don't want to provide a Power Apps license to, this gives you a way around that. This site creation here takes about 5 minutes to do, and then a few minutes later, you're ready to start adding pages, forms, and lists, and even things like map integration as well. Well, again, thank you so much for your patience on this, our technical difficulties today. But I wanted to make sure we give you a way of seeing the last few steps that got us over the finish line here also. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed enjoyed the session from before the technical difficulties, and have a great day. Thank you again.